Is this your boyfriend? My mom raised an eyebrow when she saw me bringing home a delivery guy, big build, rough hands, buzz-cut hair. I blurted out, awkwardly, well, he's a bit unpredictable sometimes. Mom looked at me for a moment, then asked, so, how did you two meet? I told her how I once saw him hauling heavy bags of groceries up 3 flights of stairs, and he didn't even take a tip. Somehow, that moment moved me. I asked for his number. We started talking, and we ended up together. Mom gave a little laugh, as if she'd seen this story play out before. All right, go ahead and love him if you want, but just know loving him, you'll suffer. Back then, I felt as if I'd struck gold. He stood across from my mom, stiff and awkward, his face blank like a statue. But I knew, he was happy inside. That's just how he was. And no matter if he was happy, sad, angry, or hurt, he always wore the same expression. Once, I teased him. Why do you always look so stiff? He scratched his head and muttered. When I was a kid, my dad used to hit me. If I didn't keep a straight face, he'd hit me even harder. So I learned to stay still, like a rock. I didn't say anything. After that, I started teaching him how to smile. Smile at me once a day, okay? Show me those teeth. I'd pull at the corners of his mouth, gently teasing. Little by little, his face began to soften. Then one day, he came home with 10 cups of bubble tea. I knew right away he'd been scammed. His face twisted, and all of a sudden, he shouted, throwing the drinks against the wall. The sound of heavy breathing filled the room. Then came the choke sobs. He cried, like a child. I just sat there, quietly holding him, and in that moment, a small ache crept into my chest. Mom's words echoed in my mind. Loving him, you'll suffer. As time went by, his rough edges and low status became reasons for my friends to speak against him. He's not good enough for you, they said. A tea that time. Even a coworker started to show interest in me, sending me bubble tea, messaging me sweet words, but I turned him down. One of my friends sighed, shaking her head. Who still loves like you do these days? Then came my mom's birthday. I told him to come early before 7 p.m., but by 7:30, he still wasn't there. I felt anger bubbling up inside me, and I thought, Mom was right all along. When he finally showed up in front of my family, his face was flushed red, hair messy, shirt soaked with sweat, and in his hands, a crumpled bouquet of roses. I ran up, slapped him across the face, and shouted, "You're completely useless." He froze, and for the first time, I saw real pain plain and raw on that usually blank face of his. I shoved him aside, got into a taxi, and left for my mom's house. There, I broke down and told her, Mom, you were right. Loving him is just suffering. Mom laughed, really laughed, straightening the hem of her dress like she'd been waiting for me to realize that, when I was your age, I was the same. Really? I asked, wide-eyed. She nodded. Yes. Your dad was a troublemaker too. A bit of a player, always out late. But after he fell for me, he tried to get his act together, started working hard. Then one day, he had a stroke. Just like that. You were only a year old. Mom took a sip of tea, voice softening. I had to take care of him, take care of you. We fought all the time. People told me to leave him, but in the end, I stayed. I asked quietly, why, Mom? Mom's eyes softened, her gaze distant, because everyone else saw the worst in him, but only I saw the way he loved me. The room fell silent, and I thought of him. Rough, broke, impulsive, that's what everyone else saw. But they didn't see how he stayed up late fixing the broken lights in my apartment, how he clumsily patched the peeling paint on my walls, how he peeled each lychee for me, one by one, because he knew I liked them, how he stood, awkward and nervous, in front of my mom, trying his best to not upset her. My phone buzzed. It was him. He said he was standing outside my mom's house. I ran out. He handed me a bundle of photos, his hands trembling. Here, old photos of Hanoi. You said your mom likes seeing Hanoi in the 80s, right? I stood there, stunned. Had I really told him that? Thank you. He scratched his head, looking sheepish. I was supposed to pick them up at 6:30, but the shop owner disappeared. I wanted to call you, but my phone died. I reached up and cupped his cheek. It's okay. It's fine. And as I looked at his worried, apologetic face, I suddenly laughed. I wished I could love like everyone else. Love someone handsome, someone rich, someone who matched my status. But in the end, just like my mother, I foolishly chose to love someone out of time.